What is up? This is your LA in a minute. Los Angeles is the car sales capital of the world with more than 500,000 vehicles being sold every year in LA, many of them from legendary dealerships like Felix, Galpin, McKenna, Longo. And as the city that exported car culture to the rest of the world, it makes sense that a lot of our dealerships have a colorful and fun history. So in an episode brought to you by McKennaCars.com, let's get into it. Ever since Philip Erie and Samuel Sturgis raced the first car in Los Angeles down Broadway in 1897, the people of LA were fascinated by cars, and everybody wanted one. Since there were no cars at the time, there were no car dealerships, so the first people that sold automobiles were livery stables, carriage dealers, or bicycle shops. As cars became more and more popular, dealerships popped in and out of existence, but they started to put the storefronts with windows on main streets, which makes a lot of sense. But remember, LA was still a trolley town, a train town, and cars didn't have dedicated space, so the car dealership industry was very up and down, to say the least. Now, there was a heavy demand for cars, but car dealerships were somewhat unorganized, at least as a unified front. So they banded together in 1907 and organized the first auto show west of the Mississippi. Within 10 years, the National Automobile Chamber of Commerce declared the Los Angeles Dealers Association to be the largest in the country and claimed that Los Angeles had more cars than any other city and also more traffic. At this point, cars were off and running in Los Angeles, so entrepreneurs were using service stations and car dealerships as springboards for bigger businesses, such as Earl Anthony, who became a radio magnate. Dealerships needed to be eye-catching. It was a competitive space, so they started taking on ornate architecture and unique buildings, becoming some of the most recognizable landmarks in Los Angeles. Don Lee had dealerships up and down the California coast, and Winslow Felix established his dealership, which is the longest running in Los Angeles to this day. Soon, the used car trade-in made for easy entry into car culture, and used car lots started popping up all around Los Angeles. And when Les Kelly of Los Angeles created the Kelly Car Company and his Blue Book, well, used cars and car dealerships would change forever. Places like the iconic Casa de Cadillac opened up with Googie architecture and became new models of the future of car dealerships. People like Cal Worthington were quick to jump on TV and new media to help sell cars and boost the industry locally and nationally. Soon, dealerships sort of conglomerated together in places like Auto Row and Van Nuys and Cerritos Auto Square, which provided strength in numbers for both consumers and auto dealers. Today, the bulk of auto sales in LA comes from those dealerships, but there's almost 1,000 dealers in Los Angeles, including independent-owned car dealerships and used car dealerships. But you can always find your car at McKennaCars.com or go to any of their 9 Southern California locations. All right, LA, it's been a minute.